very, very important. It is
that's
not
not it.
enough.
That's not what I want.
Bad basketball. The refs killed the game, and I will be the
This
first
is
to
awful,
admit
too.
the
Texans who will forever regret passing on Johnny
Is that serious
Manziel.
right now?
Are you ready?
They think you can tell us what to do. You think you can tell us what to wear. You think that you're better. Well, you better get ready. Bow to the masters. Break it down.
And welcome back. Wait. I'm supposed to be starting now. What are you guys doing?
Welcome back to Scout Team.
Hey, this was my turn.
He just jumped it.
Dude, what
is Anthony doing?
You know.
I mean,
took the
first
shot.
of all,
I took the shot.
should we have discussed this before we started the show?
Probably.
Fuck no.
We don't
We
even have
screwed this
show
up.
notes this time.
Man, sorry.
All right, so Jeff.
Pretty exciting with all the technical difficulties, huh? Who had the meltdown on the show?
Kyle.
Did I have a meltdown?
You were
Well,
over there struggling.
he once did meltdown over
Tyra Banks.
Tyra Banks,
Yeah.
and he wanted
Man,
to
I don't
punch
like her, man.
And Justin Bieber. You melted down on
I had a
Justin
meltdown
Bieber.
on Justin Bieber.
And he had a meltdown about American tennis not being great.
Yeah.
And the Redskins sucking this year.
So who's this guy? Is this your stat guy?
This is the stat guy. We call him the stat magician. So here's what's happening. I'm talking into your phone. I can hear you talk through the phone, and I have the headset on. I can hear you talking through the studio. So it's not acid, just to be clear to the listeners.
Gotcha. All right, yeah.
Okay, so
Wink,
Hey,
wink.
Hey,
we're
drugs
just not
are bad.
able to hear you.
It's
in
not
our
acid. Wink.
Drugs are bad.
Okay.
Yeah, I brought our
Okay.
stat magician now. When you guys were having technical difficulties, I was telling the listeners the reason he's a magician, his big magic act, is he never has stats.
Oh, that kind of sounds like us.
That sounds like me, actually. I like that guy. I like the stat
Stat guy, you
magician.
want to say anything?
No.
No.
Come on, stat guy.
He says no.
Step up your game,
I don't,
stat
I
guy.
don't want to deal with these guys. These guys are clowns. They're wearing onesies, man, for God's sakes.
This guy's got an alligator onesie on. You can't talk.
Exactly.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah,
an alligator
bro.
onesie and you're too ashamed?
I didn't come with anything to say.
What
That
I
you
said.
did earlier.
All right, so you guys
Here's
are...
the same echo, so he's freaking out too.
Oh, he
I
has
hear you.
Man, stat guy, stop freaking out, man.
Just
Yeah,
throw
relax,
on some Pink Floyd and you'll be all right.
Absolutely.
This is like a scene from Dude, Where's My Car?
Pretty much.
That pretty much describes our show. We're pretty much the Dudes Where's My Car of sports podcasts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anthony, have you ever seen that movie?
Absolutely. I've seen people.
Okay. Okay.
They had a black guy in it.
Was there a black guy in
There
it?
was a black guy in it.
I mean, it wasn't like the main character.
No, but it was a black guy, so it was fine.
It happens.
Hey, I want to say a few things. First of all,
All right, go ahead.
the whole nerd talk a couple weeks ago. I don't know how the man with the golden mic didn't drop the hammer that day. What are your real classifications for being a nerd? Because I may be a nerd, and it kind of scares me.
You are a nerd. If you like Star Wars, okay, we'll give you the test.
These guys just like to talk shit. I mean, that's all. That's basically what it is. They always try to get me on something.
Have you seen all 8 Star Wars movies? Each movie, have you seen
No.
them all more than once?
9 Star Wars movies.
Is it 9 now?
Yeah,
It's like
No, it's at
130.
8.
No, it's 9.
But
It's 8.
here's what I was taught, and I've been told by like my wife and friends. I'm like the alpha male now. I played college football. I coached. I have a radio station now. I was a sports writer, but I was taught that Star Trek is no good. Star Wars is good.
Ooh.
However, I stopped watching Star Wars about mid-20s, so I haven't seen them all.
Wow.
Okay, so then you're not as big of a nerd as Anthony is. Have you read the Harry Potter books?
No, but I read the Star Wars book, the first one that came out.
Okay,
It was like,
but you didn't read all of them.
But it's not Harry Potter. Like, Star Wars is good. But if you read
No.
Harry Potter, you're in the nerd realm.
Hold on,
it's
but
the
if you
same thing.
argue that either one or the other, Star Trek or Star Wars, is better, if you get into an argument like that, you're a total nerd.
Now, what if
I'm
you
not gonna
wear
argue with you.
a Superman shirt? Does that make you a nerd?
Definitely.
You have a
100%?
Batman onesie on.
Hey, you know what? This isn't about me. I claim to be a nerd.
Dude,
I've
look.
never once said I wasn't a
Take
nerd.
the fucking picture. Look at it, man. My chest is big, dude. Look at that S,
Is
homie. You want to be like me?
He's
Kyle?
a solid C cup.
He's like short Shaq over here.
I look like
So
a
are you
Care
saying
Bear.
Cam Newton is a nerd because he?
Oh.
Hold on. Have you seen how Cam Newton dressed? Cam Newton's totally a nerd. Come on.
Is that swagger or is that being a
It's,
nerd?
it's nerd swag.
Nerd swag. I like
I
it.
don't know.
Cam
It's
is a
just
big
swag.
nerd swagger.
Listen, ever
It's
since
swag.
Revenge of the Nerds is a cool thing.
I'm not so sure about that.
Nerds drive Maybachs and they invent Google and all kinds of cool shit.
I mean, but
Nerd and cool is not mutually exclusive of each other. You can be a nerd and you can be cool.
Like Steve Ballmer, he buys the Clippers and he thinks he's cool, but he's not. He just sits on
He's
the
a
sideline
nerd.
and cheers
Yeah,
on
he's a
like a
nerd.
nerd.
But he's a nerd who owns a sports team, so he's cool.
Exactly. I'm with you.
Here's what I told my 12-year-old son, who one of his friends called him a nerd at school. I said, "Do you know what they call nerds when they become adults?
What's that?
Rich.
Bosses."
Yeah, bosses.
That's right.
And you know what? I listen to Lonely Island. I listen to that song Like a Boss, so that makes me a boss. If I just
There
say
you
Like
go.
a Boss
That-
a whole bunch of times, which makes me a nerd
Stat
that I know who
Magician's
Lonely
shaking his
Island
head.
is.
what? Lonely
You just
Island.
made Stat Magician very happy.
Oh, nice.
It's because that magician knows what's up. All right, here's the other guys. There's Anthony. You see him, Jeff?
Straight pimping, baby.
There's
All right.
Anthony in his onesie. And then we
Oh,
got the
he
Batman
really does
onesie
have a
here.
golden mic.
I
Yeah.
have a golden mic, man. You thought I was
Yeah.
lying?
I mean, this is
on.
not for
That's
show. This is for go
This
right
is
here.
the shit right
this
here.
is the real deal.
Yeah. Hey, Jeff, do
once
I
you
curse
guys
too much on the
configure
show?
your sound to where you can hear me in the studio, I'm gonna have to start joining you guys and backing him up because you guys seem to team up on him a
Ah,
lot.
my man.
He's
my
too
man.
like.
Ain't
I
nobody
mean, wait.
easy.
First of all, he's a Seminoles fan, so
Ain't nobody easy, homie.
no.
Bring it.
He brings it right there.
Whatever.
Well,
dude.
I pointed out on my live show Fridays at 1, and I don't mean to cut you guys off. The echo is really messing with my head. But on my show Friday at 1, I pointed out that there is nowhere in the rules or nobody's ever claimed to be national champion. The only reason we had 2 national champions is because they took each poll to determine the national champion. In many years, each poll had a different national champion. The Central Florida really doesn't have the right to claim themselves the national champion.
Oh, you just pissed like everybody in the room off, but I like it. I
Hey,
like it.
It's just
True.
more elitism that doesn't
No,
understand the
no,
rules.
It's the truth.
Hey,
It's
Jeff,
the truth.
where's the mute button for your mic?
Hey, Jeff,
I got it
it's
right
the
here.
truth.
It's the end call button on my
End call,
phone.
boom.
It's
There you go.
it's the truth, Jeff, and I appreciate you for speaking it to these guys.
It's
Thank
just
you.
more elitism from Power 5 schools
No,
that
I-
don't want to admit.
Whatever.
I have a serious question.
All right, you got a serious
I
question.
have
Go
a
ahead.
serious question, Jeff. How
Yeah.
much did Anthony pay you to say that? I just want to know. Be honest with us. You don't have to sugarcoat
and
it.
Jeff, before,
How much was it?
before you answer and embarrass yourself, please know that he doesn't really have any bitcoins. As much as he says he does, don't buy that shit.
He offers that shit to everybody.
Hey,
I
guys
bought
at
two,
the
like
office
2 Ferraris.
try to get me into Bitcoin. I don't even understand it.
Yeah.
So what's funny
No,
is I-
nobody does.
Where-
Hold on.
Hey, you claim UCF isn't national champions, but Bitcoin's out in the world? Come on.
Yeah.
There's a big difference.
I had a guy arguing with me about UCF's legitimacy and their championship claim, and he pushes Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, and I'm like, this is a special kind of irony right here.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
There you go.
It happens.
Now, what you don't see on FaceTime, because we were trying to keep it covert, is he sent me a golden headphone, but I didn't want to wear it tonight.
Okay, I got you. I got you.
Hey, it is what it is.
Hey, man, that shit ain't 24 karat, though. Be careful.
All right, now we
10
have.
karat
played it.
So
It's
fake
played it.
plastic.
So
It's
you
all right.
you talked about our local thing going on. Let's ask you about your local thing going on there in Cleveland. Rest in peace, Chief Wahoo. Give us your thoughts, Jeff Beck.
Well, before I say that, you said something about 24 karat. The headphones are 24 karat.
Boom,
It's just
baby.
spelled a little differently. It's CARROT. Getting to the Indians, I don't really care. Honestly, I mean, can I say what offends somebody?
no,
I'm not Native American, so I really can't tell you if it offends them or not. If they say it does, it must be offensive.
Uh-huh. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, do we really want to go through society through the rest of our lives just offending people? I mean, like you said, Jeff. I mean, if they say it offends them, you gotta take the word for it. What could they gain out of it, right?
Yeah, but
Right,
are
what's
we getting
next?
too
Like-
PC though? Like, is the world too
There's no
PC?
such thing as
Dude,
too
everybody's
PC.
offended by everything. Like, you can't say anything nowadays. Like, I get it. There are some things out there that you cannot say, but we've gotten to the point where everything's soft. Like, we're
Yeah,
afraid. Like, a picture of an Indian is too offensive to everybody in the world because they're not from India because the pilgrims came over and
Whoa.
decided to be dickheads.
Kyle with the history lesson.
Yeah, it was
The
a terrible
Indian-
history lesson.
Horrible.
It was
history.
terrible.
Is
But
that drunk history?
Wait.
Yes.
Wait. The Indian from the Cleveland Indians is not from India.
Exactly.
well, none of
Neither
the
are
Indians.
the Indians from
The
anywhere.
reason why they're called Indians is because we thought we landed in India, and so we called them Indians. That's the real historical lesson here.
And it just stuck.
Now, let me go back to what Jeff said.
Thank you for clarifying because
I-
that's what I meant.
I have Jeff's take on it. I honestly do not care. Like, when the Washington Wizards changed from the Bullets to the Wizards, I didn't care then. I thought it was stupid, but it is what it is. However, to also the other point that Jeff made, who is he to say that they're offended? What I find interesting is 9 times out of 10, it's not the Indians or the Native Americans that are offended. It's other people who aren't Native American that are taking offense to something that, I don't know, do we have a right to claim being offended by something that doesn't pertain to us?
Everybody has an agenda, though, right?
Well, I don't know about agenda, but I just don't know. Like, I find some people being, I don't know, kind of like martyrs for everybody. It's like, I'm going to be offended for people with cerebral palsy, and I'm going to be offended for people that are Indian. I'm going to be offended for people that are deaf, and I'm none of those things, but I'm going to be offended for them. So I don't know, like, do people have the right to voice their offensiveness when they're not in that category?
Hey, man, I don't care as long as the Redskins don't change their logo.
Well, so that's what I wanted to ask you guys.
I'm not offended.
A true thing.
Let's keep it going.
I don't see anybody changing the Gators or the Carolina Panthers. I don't see Gators or Panthers like banding together and being like, "This is offensive to us. We want you to get rid of it."
Mm-hmm.
The
Your
American alligator's endangered, so it is offensive.
Yeah, that's true.
Especially on that beating they took this year.
Well, I heard somebody say, here's the difference. So Florida State, the Seminoles, that's almost evoking pride. Whereas Cleveland Indians logo, I mean, it was a stereotype. They've got a big goofy smile with big teeth. I mean, how far are we going to take it? I don't want to say anything racist or way out of line. But
Right.
You could say we are the Cleveland insert stereotype here. We just accept Indians because we've done it for so long. But you could put something really offensive in there.
Like
We
the
just
Red,
decided
like the
we're gonna draw
Redskins.
the line.
Like the Redskins.
But Redskins is offensive, though, right?
Yeah, but no,
Right,
no more
their
offensive than
logo-
Devil Rays.
Their logo doesn't have a big goofy smile, but the name itself. I mean,
Well, yeah, Redskins is pretty
it's
offensive.
time to move on. These names were set. I mean, how long ago did they name
Redskins
Washington
been an
Redskins?
organization
It was a
for
long
what?
time ago because it was the Boston Redskins, and that had to have been at least 50 to 75
So
years
wait,
ago.
the Redskins are from Boston?
Yeah, well, originally
No
Tom Brady
wonder
was
why
our
they're-
quarterback,
No wonder why they're such crap.
but we traded him for Alex
Anything
Smith.
that comes from Boston is crap.
You really? You going
Crap.
there?
So, do we want to live like it's 50, 60 years ago, or do we want to live in modern
Well,
times?
so that was
now?
the other
I
thing with
would
the
like to point
Redskins.
out-
That was the other thing with the Redskins. So they did that poll like 2 years ago, and only like 30% of Native Americans found the term Redskins offensive. So again, like, who's the one that are we people who are Native Americans the one that are saying that the term Redskin is offensive, or are Native Americans in droves the ones that are saying it's offensive? I don't know the answer to that question, other than the fact that somebody did a poll, and you know polls are
Polls are
wacky
polls.
as their polls are polls. So I don't know. I think, in all honesty, the only reason why FSU keeps the Seminole name is because they give lots of money to the
They
Seminole
give
tribe.
lots of money to the Seminole tribe.
For the Seminoles, they have that agreement with FSU. But as far as Redskins goes, honestly, in 20 years, I think there'll be a different team name.
That's an offensive name. It's an offensive term. Seriously.
Man, why are you guys always picking on me like
I'm
this?
just
I
being
know we
honest.
always
think we
jump
gotta-
on Kyle.
I think we
No,
got a
we
little
don't.
serious here. I think
Yeah,
we took
yeah,
I was
things.
gonna say-
You got to go political on us, Chris America.
Well, no, I just wanted to ask the guy from Cleveland what his thoughts were. He gave it to him. We can move on. We can talk about.
Here, let's talk about something important.
We
How
can
about
talk
those
about
Browns?
that. No, we can talk about that offensive.
It's not important.
That offensive trade you guys made for Alex Smith.
Ooh.
You mean the one the Browns
Well-
couldn't pull the trigger on?
Oh,
We probably forgot to file the paperwork. I'd like to say that the whole Indian talk, we got like one step away from NPR and got away from sports there.
I know. This Chris America. He's always political about everything.
I am.
And I can't even deal.
Sometimes.
The stat guy's just happy he doesn't have to talk. He's sitting there smiling.
Oh, come on, stat guy. Jump on in, man.
All right, so Cleveland Browns, they couldn't pull the trigger. The Redskins do. Look, before we go to Kyle, Anthony, you like the move?
All right, so I'm going first.
No.
Just kidding. Just
No,
kidding.
I mean, is it good for Alex Smith? I'm not so sure. I think he was in the best situation possible. So it's a bad move for Alex Smith. Is it a good move for the Redskins? That's to be seen. To be honest with you, I think Kirk Cousins is a better quarterback.
Well, Alex Smith has 71 million guaranteed reasons why it was a great move for Alex Smith.
Absolutely.
I feel like team-wise, he's basically on the same team. He went from a good coach to a lesser coach.
It's not a good move for Alex Smith. It could be a good move for the Redskins, but they got 5 years of him, right? I mean,
5 years.
He's tied in for 5 years, so I'm not so sure that's even a good move for the Redskins. I'm sorry. I think Kirk Cousins is a better quarterback than Alex Smith, and I think they're going to miss out. I think they're going to go the way of the Cleveland Browns. They're going to regret this in a year or two.
All right, Jeff, what do you say?
Sorry, I was whispering to the stat magician.
Oh, okay. Secrets don't make friends, by the way.
Here's a couple things. First of all, the Browns owner is not only a crook,
Ooh.
he has no interest in winning.
Ooh.
So if he's going to sign anybody, it's going to be somebody's practice quarterback. He has doubled the value of the Browns since he bought them in 2012, and they've won like 19 games. He could care less about winning. Second of all, if they actually wanted to sign Alex Smith, somebody would have to learn to file paperwork.
Yeah.
So, are you guys the ones that use the term dumpster fire? Because that's what they are.
Yeah, between us and Basement Sports Report, yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't even care about the Browns. When they left the league, when that dirty scumbag Art Modell moved the team, I became a Packers fan.
Hey!
Yes, I still kind of have a soft spot for the Browns, but there's no hope in sight. There's no light at the end of the tunnel. They're just in despair, and I don't know what they're going to do to get out of it. Get a new owner.
Well, that's a good take on the Browns. I mean, 1-31 over the last 2 years. You can't make those numbers up.
And we kept our coach.
And that's a good sign that you really don't care about winning.
No, yeah, when you keep the guy that's won 1 out of 31 or 32 games, that's commitment to winning.
Yeah, I saw the tweet today out there. I don't know if you saw this, Jeff, but today was 1/31 on the calendar, so it was officially Hugh Jackson Day.
Heck yeah. And
Wait, crown him.
Old Jim Haslam has increased the value by $1 billion.
Nice.
So he's pretty happy.
Yep. Hey, you know what? Savvy businessman. What can you say? That guy's
right.
making money, making Benjamins.
Now that we've talked about this depressing topic of the Cleveland Browns,
yeah.
Kyle, pump us up with your optimism about Alex Smith. I've been trying to tell you that this is a
Does he
bad
have
move
optimism?
for the Redskins. Give us your optimism, man.
All right, I've been waiting a long time to be able to discuss this with you guys, at least a day.
Okay.
Since the announcement was made last night around this time.
Yeah.
So there's a couple things I reflect on being a big Redskins fan. One is the lack of playoff appearances when Kirk Cousins has been the quarterback. We made it to the playoffs once with Kirk Cousins. We were bounced out in the first round of the NFL playoffs.
Bye.
I don't even remember. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Who cares? Was it the Packers?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I thought so. I didn't want to bring that up, but thanks a lot. This is about us.
Good.
So, year 2 with the Kirk Cousins experiment, they have a chance to win the last game of the year, and they lose to the Giants, who are already out of the playoffs and don't get into the playoffs because of a loss. And Kirk Cousins had a bad interception. Every big game that he is in, he makes a mistake. I was pumping him at the beginning of the year saying he was a top 5 quarterback, but the only guy out there on the field that was showing that he was a top 5 quarterback this year was Alex Smith. And the Redskins went out and got a real top 5 quarterback to run this franchise the way it needs to be run. And that's what I believe in. And I think Kirk Cousins is going to demand a huge amount of money. He's going to get a Matthew Stafford, Derek Carr type of contract and that contract is going to be way overpaid for a guy that is not worth it. Alex Smith is a bargain for what he's getting paid, and he is going to be better than Kirk Cousins. And that's what I got to say about that. So let's move on. So
No.
Et tu, Brute?
I gotta jump in on this. Cause
go for it.
At the beginning of the season, he was Kirk Cousins' top 5.
Yeah.
And remember, I said Alex Smith in the first round of the
You did, and we all laughed at
And
you.
they all laughed at me. Now he's like, "Oh, Alex Smith,
You're a
first
mad
round,
genius,
top
okay?
5."
What do you want me to say?
A mad genius. Yeah, okay.
Since you said I like to go political, this is like when the guy that you said strongly for in the last election changes the letter next to his name, and now all of a sudden
There
you
you
don't
go.
like him. That's all this is.
That's what it is.
Man, I'm not saying Alex Smith is a good quarterback. He's a great quarterback. The only thing I don't like about this move is, one, you guys needed help on defense, and you sent away a really good cornerback. So now you got to fill that hole. Maybe you can get a nice trade with Kirk Cousins. Two, you signed him for too long, man. $71 million wrapped up in a guy that was drafted in 2005, 13 years ago. That's an old quarterback.
Hey, who's playing in the Super Bowl this year?
He's not Tom Brady.
And how old is that gentleman?
He's not Tom Brady.
I believe it's pronounced Tom Brady.
So now
He likes chowder.
There's no AS. What is his number? 13 or 11?
TB12.
No, it's Alex Smith. Is he 11?
He's going to be number 1 on the Redskins.
He doesn't have an AS.
Number 1.
He's not. He doesn't have an AS11 nutrition book out right now like TB12 does.
That guy's looking for a job, so he might. I mean,
who? Tom Brady?
No.
Yeah, he is looking for a job.
his nutrition. His
nutritionist?
Yeah, that guy.
The deal you guys signed Alex Smith to, you could have given Kirk Cousins 3 years ago.
Ooh.
That's the thing that I didn't understand why they handled Kirk Cousins the way that they did.
Are we going on a Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure? We're all getting in the phone booth and going back in time to make a decision?
No, I'm just saying it doesn't make sense. Like, none of this makes sense.
That's not how it works.
71 million. So if
I mean, I don't have a DeLorean. I can't go back in time.
I don't give a crap. He's still not top 5.
I mean, there's a lot of decisions that are made out there that sometimes pan out, sometimes don't. Maybe it was a poor decision. Maybe it wasn't. Did Kirk Cousins go out there and win them playoff games to show that he was worth the contract?
did Jay Gruden win them any playoff games?
Did Alex Smith
He's
win
building
playoff
to
games?
it. Alex Smith has won playoff games, yes.
Okay.
Some.
Yeah.
Hey, man, Tom Brady wasn't available, okay? Give me a break.
All right.
And Alex Smith is a much younger, better-looking Tom Brady.
Let's get Jeff back on the line. Jeff, what do you think? Was this a good move? Good trade? Good signing? Do you like the deal?
No, I don't know what the Red Things are thinking. So the stat comparison was put
This
up.
is PC Jeff
against each
with an
other.
announcement here. PC
Yeah.
Jeff.
So they put their stats up against each other. Now you could argue that Alex Smith has had the better weapons with the Chiefs,
Yeah.
yet Kirk Cousins has way better stats while he played for the Redskins. So I see this as a downgrade for the Redskins. Just another dumb move by their owner, who is so stubborn that he's made a lot of skeptical moves over the last few years. I'm not a big owner fan.
Yeah, I'm not either.
Yeah, I hate Jerry Jones, too. Thanks, Jeff.
Yeah, Jerry keeps calling that stadium his. Meanwhile, the taxpayers paid for it, so he has nothing to do with it. The only time his money's in that stadium is when he walks in the stadium.
It's $1 billion Jerry's world right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my owner's doing all kinds of craziness at the Panthers that he's got to sell the team.
Who, P. Diddy?
Yeah, P. Diddy.
Yeah, he might be the next one.
Do you think Oprah and P. Diddy are going to get together to buy the Panthers, Jeff?
That's possible. Now, I thought P. Diddy might be a candidate to own an XFL team until I realized Vince McMahon was just going to own all the teams, which that's not a conflict of interest. He could just put all the good players on one team.
Yeah, but that wouldn't be in his best interest as an owner of all the teams then, though, right? Don't you think he'd want a more competitive league?
Unless that team was in Orlando, then it would be okay, right,
yeah,
Jeff?
of course.
There you go. I don't know. It's Vince. Who knows what he'll do? He is a billionaire, though.
Well,
so
Jeff,
criticize too much.
I don't think you guys had a team last go-around, so if you guys don't get a team this go-around, I think you should be an honorary Orlando Rage if we get a team.
I'll root for the Orlando Rage.
Yeah.
They're going to put a team in Ohio. Nothing wants to be in Toledo.
Nothing wants to
Columbus has got Ohio State. Cincinnati's got the Bengals. Canton's too small.
So maybe you go Cleveland. Cleveland doesn't really have a football team right now.
They don't, but they pretend they do, so that might block an XFL.
I mean, how crazy would it be if Cleveland gets an XFL team and they win a championship in football?
Dude, that would be awesome. That would be the biggest publicity stunt ever. Like, think about this. Vince McMahon would be a genius. All of those, like, sad Browns fans that have been burned the last 50 years would now officially be like, okay, well, we want to jump on this winner's bandwagon. The stadium would sell out. Like, they could sell out an 80,000-person Browns stadium just to have a championship game with a Cleveland football XFL team. It's a theory. I like it.
Okay.
It's too bad
And
Johnny.
he can do it on purpose.
The only thing that could make that story
Stack the
better, and it can't happen because he's already said no, is if Johnny Manziel is the quarterback that leads that XFL team to the championship.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
But maybe they can
Since
bring.
you brought his name up, I would like to point out that when you say you can't kneel for the anthem and you can't have prior arrest, where does he think he's going to get football team?
He's narrowed it down quite a bit.
Tim Tebow is going to play all 11 positions on every single team.
No,
Hey, I'd
but
pay to see
these
that.
These guys are singled out on purpose. Some guy was just arrested because he so-called stole a $10 phone charger. That eliminates him from the XFL. Seriously, I mean, people were arrested for some dumb reasons. Where's he going to get football players?
I mean,
at?
Jeff, that's not right. If I go get a phone charger, it's at least $15.99. So we got to up the value there. That's like going into larceny now.
It was a 7-Eleven phone charger.
Yeah.
Oh,
You had to go to the dollar store
Yeah, you had to go
or
to the
look
dollar
on
store.
Amazon.
the one that you use for a week and then stops working. Oh, okay, that's worth stealing.
And I'm on Jeff's side on this, man. Like he's
You guys
cut
are
out-
like really connecting tonight.
I'm just saying he's cut out a lot of people that could play for the league. I mean, if you're gonna make a league, make it a second chance league, not make it something that's gonna rival the NFL and be the super ultra clean league. The formula that he had back in 2000 2001 was actually a better formula for 2020. Instead, he's going the complete opposite way. And just looking at his business model, I have serious doubts that it might not even happen. I'm just sorry.
It'll happen. I mean, listen.
it's going to get at least one season.
There's only 32 NFL teams with 52-man rosters. We have 130 college teams that send out at least 20 to 25 kids every year looking to play professional football. He's going to be able to find them. I mean, dig up Troy Smith, dig up Cardale Jones, dig up
Tim Tebow.
dig up Tim Tebow, dig up Mackenzie Milton when he leaves, and he's not going to have, unless he goes to slot receiver, he's not going to play quarterback in the NFL.
How much you paying those guys?
You can pay him $150. What does it matter?
They're going to get paid
He's not paying them
about the
$150.
same as like MLS players. It's going to be base salary will be like $50,000.
Yeah, he's not
the
getting-
superstars will get a couple $100,000, maybe $1 million for like a big name like Tim Tebow, but they don't need to pay these guys a ton of money. Same thing with the Arena Football League over there, Anthony. The Arena Football League, those guys weren't getting paid jack, man, but they
Hey.
were still going out there and playing.
Anthony's guest here. He's got a good, solid player. Go ahead, say it in the mic.
I was thinking of Chad Ochocinco. If you out there, man, you got a contract, man.
Chad Ochocinco, let's go.
Chad
Ooh,
Ochocinco
and
is
T.O.
45.
That'd be interesting.
And T.O.
They're both like 45 years old right
Who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah, so is Tom Brady, and you love him.
Yeah. Tom Brady's winning Super Bowls.
Okay.
The Super Bowl winner.
So are they going to scramble for the ball like they did at 2001? You remember that scramble they did instead of the coin toss? They used to scramble.
Nah,
for
they're
the
not
ball?
going to do none of that. I mean, he's
Because
taking away that
T.O.
concussion and stuff.
Because T.O. and Ochocinco wouldn't be able to
No, I
do
mean,
that.
they're not. They're taking away. Obviously, we live in a different world now with the concussions and the CTEs and stuff like that. It's a different league.
And Ochocinco can't play because he's been arrested.
That's true.
He has a record.
But T.O. hasn't. Come on down, T.O. You're the next contestant.
I don't think T.O.'s been arrested.
So now our guest here is a huge Gators fan. He's head to toe right now in Gators gear. Pants, shoes, socks, hat, shirt, everything. So when you think back at great Gators that have come through in the last 15 years, which one of them would you like to see playing other than Tim Tebow? That's the obvious answer. Think of some of your Gator legends over the last 15 years. Who would you like to see back out on the field?
Man, first I'd like to say I'm glad to be on the show. Love the show.
All right, man.
Yeah.
We're glad to have you.
But if I had to pick somebody to be on the show, I would definitely have to go with. I'd like to see Percy Harvin give him another run.
Yeah, Percy Harvin will be a good pickup.
Good choice,
I
man.
got Percy Harvin. I got Brandon Spikes.
Yeah.
Hey, if Hernandez is live.
Oh, man.
You went there, did you? Oh.
He'd have to clear up that murder charge first before he can get in. But I'd like to see my boy Reggie Nelson back on the field. Although I think he had some legal troubles. I don't know.
I mean, that's kind of difficult. A lot of these
Urban Meyer guys had a lot of arrests back in the day.
Hey man, the past is the past.
I hear you, man. I think the previous charges is a little bit too much. Now, granted, I think if you're in the league and you get arrested or you get a DUI, yeah, you got to go because it's an image thing, and especially DUI. When a professional athlete who gets paid, even if you only get paid $500,000, you can afford a cab, you can afford Uber. I know when back in 2007, 2008, I knew somebody who went to UF, and he knew the equipment manager, and he told my friend that Urban Meyer told him if anybody calls you on the Gator team, you drop what you're doing and you go pick them up. So if you're trying to sweet talk your girlfriend into bed and, I don't know, Percy Harvin calls you on the phone and says, hey, I'm at this party and I'm drunk, you need to come get me, Urban Meyer told the equipment manager, you drop what you're doing and you go pick them up.
Well, didn't one of the coaches get fired for that? Not you know what I'm saying, keeping an eye on the players? Didn't one of the coaches, I believe, got fired?
Oh, there's tons of coaches that gotten fired for not keeping an eye on players.
Under Urban Meyer. He had one coach that said,
yeah, maybe, yeah.
I mean, you are our Gators insider, so you should know.
I know. I know. Now, another player I'd like to see back on the field, that's Matt Elam. He was you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Matt Elam was
nice.
Solid with the
kicker action.
They're not called the Baltimore Ravens, but they used to be called the Cleveland Browns. Matt Elam played for the Baltimore Ravens.
Oh.
Also known as the old Cleveland Browns.
Got to keep bringing them up.
The real Cleveland Browns.
The real Cleveland. Now, did that hurt when they won that Super Bowl like 3 years after they moved?
No comment.
I mean, that was kind of a dick thing to say.
It was. I'm kind of a dick, though. Chris America is a dick.
I must have pissed him off with my Indian talk or something.
He did. He made me so mad.
I mean, you want to get rid of the Redskins. We all hate you now.
No, you know what it really is, Jeff? You have my old coach who won me 2 national titles, and I'm still upset about it.
I am, too. I'm upset, too.
Nah, I mean...
Well, I met Jim Tressel and John Cooper the other night, and Jim Tressel is my favorite. But I like Urban, but I'm a Jim Tressel guy.
Oh, wow. Did
he give you the best?
Hold on, is it because he gave you some golden pants for some tattoos?
No, he didn't give anybody anything. If we're going to get into this,
I'm just messing with you, man. I'm just messing with you.
What kind of level of insaneness is the NCAA to tell kids what they can do with their own possessions?
Yeah, it's total BS. I agree with you, man.
I don't like it either.
It is total BS.
But some coaches get away with it. For example, Jimbo Fisher got away with Jameis Winston. I'm saying it as a
yeah.
Here, I want an insider to give us a little insight real quick. Anthony is back, and I just want to share to all of our listeners, he is wearing a onesie, so he manned up on his bet. But he's the first one of us that had to go over to the public restroom here at the bar and try to operate in a onesie, making that shit work. I'm kind of figuring out how it needs to work here. How do you do that? You go full butt naked.
Yeah, did you do
out?
like when you walk in and
so you just take it off. You zip it down. And
No, you don't have to show me. What are you doing? Put that back on. What are
Did you-
No, come on, man.
did you shimmy out of it?
And, I got to, he's kind of heavy.
It's
down
small?
there. So
Did
I
you
gotta,
when you
gotta
started
lift
taking it off? Did
up.
you go?
I gotta lift them over.
Hold on. When you
I gotta lift them all the way over.
when you took it off, did you give a little peel, banana, peel, banana?
I think the
shake, banana.
I think the kids were at the bathroom when they saw the ref.
Man.
Well, the thing is, it was a dude in there. He just looked at me like, "What's up, bro? What you looking at? You know what I'm saying?"
He gave you a look like, what's your number?
Yo.
Get back. You don't know me like that.
I made this look
Winky,
sexy.
winky.
I made this look sexy. So yeah, homie, it's good. Straight, man. Yeah, it took a little minute. That's all.
He should have accidentally went into the women's.
You should have accidentally went in the women's. He probably did.
The what?
The women's?
Why?
Have you?
You never know what will happen.
I'm anatomically correct. Son.
You're anatomically correct.
But hey, 10 pounds down there, my friend. What are we talking about? Hey, man, let's talk about sports. Let's not get into this. That's all I'm saying. Calm down.
I think we need to get into this.
You sure you still want us on your radio station, Jeff?
Jeff, we're trying our best to get kicked off. What can we say or do?
You guys fit right in. If you've ever listened to our show, we have a guy that impersonates Lou Holtz.
Yeah, I like that. We're going to have him on our show sometime.
And the code word for booty is Taco Bell. If he said he took a woman to Taco Bell, he actually took her to bed.
I could see drunk Lou Holtz taking some girls to Taco Bell.
Drunk Lou Holtz gets pretty vulgar. There's been a few times where he listened to the show the next day and doesn't remember saying it. So he's kind of a lush.
Now, does he take out his teeth when he goes to Taco Bell?
I haven't gotten that far with him. Now, we do have a guy who does Charles Barkley, and they did sing together for Christmas.
Oh, that's cute.
They kind of revealed some dark stories about Vegas. They're pretty twisted people.
Yeah, I can see that with Lou Holtz. Anybody that's like goes overboard with the character stuff and everything else, yeah, I can see that.
So, Jeff, on my show, the Loudbeard Sports Show, I have a little character with me. The name is Dee Dee. Have you ever heard her talk a little bit on Loudbeard?
So you don't read all my tweets, do you? Because I tweeted out something about a month ago about don't miss dad jokes with Dee Dee.
Oh, man. Hold on one second. I got a special guest that just joined us. She's coming off of soccer practice because she's a master athlete. Dee Dee, say hi to Jeff.
Hello.
She
Hi,
is
Dee Dee. Dad jokes.
All right. So
in the
Jeff,
middle of Home Depot.
He's singing the song right now. She doesn't have headphones in,
yeah,
so
she doesn't have the
can't hear you.
headphones. So, Dee Dee, we need you to go ahead and do it. You know what you got to do.
Yes, do the
I
song.
can't do that
Come
right
on.
now.
Come on, Dee Dee.
So to everybody that needs to know, like, Dee Dee is not the same person in person as she is when she's home alone with Kyle on the radio or on the podcast. It's like a completely different person.
Yeah, you hide behind the mic.
The problem is that we're out at a public place, so she's like freaking out because we made her get on the mic. But at home, when it's the mic, she's like, whatever. I'll sing. I'll say corny ass dad jokes. So no, we're gonna give you 5 minutes, Dee Dee. You better get some good dad jokes and get your singing voice ready, and we'll have you back on. Does that sound like a plan?
We got a mic
That's
ready
not
for you.
happening.
What? Damn. She just let me go.
Yeah, it happens. I would let Kyle go too. I don't like talking to Kyle that much.
Hold on, real quick. We got to say goodbye to our guest.
Kyle,
he's
out.
gone.
Our
He's
guest
gone.
He's a
man.
Gator fan. Let him ride.
Oh, Gator fans get kicked out pretty quickly here at the swamp.
Absolutely.
All right, well,
No,
Jeff,
we're not at the swamp.
we're gonna try and get our other Scout Team Radio family member on here, Sean Tailgater. We got to give him a call real quick and get him on the show. So we appreciate you coming on, man. We appreciate you putting us on your radio station and letting us go live. And hopefully we embarrass you a lot, because that's our main goal, is to
Absolutely.
embarrass ourselves, embarrass our families. And now we're trying to embarrass you.
Now, real quick,
It's
Jeff.
hard to embarrass me. I wouldn't have started a radio station if I was easily embarrassed. So,
Well, I know
wanna
we-
say thanks for having me on. Go ahead.
I do think it's funny that you have your own co-host who doesn't want to talk over there in Stat Guy, and then we have Dee Dee over here that doesn't want to talk as well. Maybe they should do a show together, Dee Dee and Stat Guy.
That would be a good
Well,
show.
Do you have sound bites of crickets?
Yeah, we do. We absolutely do.
Oh man, it'd be
I'll
the
jump
Guinness
off
Book of
here.
World Record for most dead air.
Hey, I'll jump off here. I just want to say thanks for having me on. Thanks for going live. We really appreciate you guys on the station. I'm going to send you guys a message on how you can hear me on the studio, so to be a little clearer conversation and I don't hear this acidy echo. But I will say to your listeners, we've kind of finalized the schedule where you guys and all the other shows have permanent places, permanent time slots. So if they want to check that out, www.12ozsportsradio.com. We have like 4 or 5 live shows now. We have about 30 shows total. And now that we got through the technical difficulties, hopefully you guys go live every week because it's a fun show. And I think you guys are going to have fun going live, especially when you start taking phone calls and things like that. So thanks a lot. Thanks for having us on. Sorry the Stat Magician can't talk, and when he does talk, it sounds like he can't talk either, so it's probably a good thing.
The only thing about going live is that Mariah Carey in the dressing room before we do. That's all I want.
And a pet tiger.
And the pet tiger.
I'm going down to the trailer park to get her right now.
Yes.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff.
All right, man.
All right,
Jeff,
guys.
have a good night, man.
Take care. Thanks.
Later.
So I think we're going to have a special treat. We're going guest after guest after guest. This is our
Bring 'em
first
on.
live show, and we are excited to be out here. We did start late, but we are going to hit it home.
We're hitting on all cylinders. I think we should go till 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I think so too.
I
Let's
think
do
we
it.
start at 8:30. We'll go till 10 o'clock.
Can we just keep going, or
We
does
should
this
have
radio station
we
cut us
probably
off?
should have asked Jeff that, but who cares?
We just do it.
We're in control now.
Yeah, we just do it. We got the wheel.
This is Captain Phillips. Hey,
I'm the captain.
I am
now.
the captain now.
I'm the captain now.
I am the captain now. It never gets old.
XFL's not happening. I'm sorry.
You don't think the XFL's happening?
Sorry.
I have a feeling that there's going to be a special guest coming on next that believes
in it,
in the XFL. And him and I don't
That's
always
fine.
agree on things, especially when it comes to UCF stuff. He might be your friend on that. But when it comes to the XFL, I feel like him and I will have quite the agreement in the fact that the XFL is coming back to Orlando, that the Scout Team Sports podcast / radio show is going to be the official, unofficial partner of the XFL in Orlando.
Say that again.
We are going to be the official partner of the XFL.
So we are going to be the unofficial, official voice of the Orlando Rage. On the line with us right now is the unofficial, official voice of the Chicago Enforcers. My co-host with College Tailgaters is Mr. Sean Tailgater. He's got his Chicago Enforcers hat right now. How you doing, Sean?
I'm doing great, Chris. It's awesome you guys doing this live show, but I'm a little concerned. Is there like a gas leak in this bar? Because like Kyle talking about these quarterbacks being top 5 and all this.
I knew that was coming.
Sean coming with fire.
Oh, damn.
Damn,
he burned you,
man.
homie. Oh,
So-
Batman couldn't find his way out of that one.
No comment.
I mean, we can get into it if we'd like, but I got about 12 quarterbacks I'd take over each of those fools.
Wow.
Nah, we're good. We're good.
As long as one of them's Blake Bortles,
But
I'm good with
XFL,
that.
right?
Don't
So-
embarrass him. Don't embarrass him.
All right, let's talk about the
Leave that for another
XFL,
time.
man. Were you listening to the show?
Yeah, I was listening to the show.
Awesome.
All right, so we had Debbie Downer, Jeff, talking about how the XFL wasn't going to make it.
I
Pump
said
us up,
something.
man, because me and Kyle were optimistic about this. Anthony and Jeff weren't optimistic about it, so bring it home, man. Bring us in.
All right, Anthony.
Go ahead.
We'll start with you.
Go ahead.
You said that the business model this time around is worse than the original, but the original, that shit folded because no one was going to games. It got horrible ratings. NBC dropped them immediately.
Mm-hmm.
I think this time around, a more complete, more competitive game is what they're looking for. And Chris and I talked about it in College Tailgaters. If anything, they're just going to add to the quality of the NFL. Like last time they added Skycam, so this time something new is going to come from the XFL. I think they're going to learn from what they did last time, put some asses in the seats, and I really hope Chicago gets their team back.
Okay.
I want to see.
They were talking last time Chicago was going to lose their team because Soldier Field is going to go under renovations. They're going to move them up to Milwaukee, up to those BSR guys up that way.
Man, BSR.
Did you guys hear our picks?
No.
For the XFL team. So Sean's going to have Warren Moon.
Okay.
He's going to have Chad Ochocinco. Who else did you say was going to be on your team?
Trent Richardson.
Trent Richardson running the ball. I'm going to have Monty Ball on our team.
See, you guys should have started
I'm going to have
with
Tim
this.
Tebow. I'm going to have Mackenzie Milton back up. He's going to get groomed by the veteran guy, and then he's going to become an XFL Hall of Famer when Tebow
Brady Quinn
retires.
was my backup.
Brady Quinn was his backup.
That's a good choice.
But yeah, how can you not go Warren Moon? That's a CFL Hall of Famer.
Solid.
That's an NFL Hall of Famer. Every league he plays in, he goes to the Hall of Fame. You're telling me he's not going to be an XFL Hall of Famer?
But how old is he?
So I told him that his team was going to be sponsored by AARP.
Exactly.
I mean, Warren Moon's up there in age. Like, I'd bring back Noodle Arm Peyton Manning
Noodle
first.
Arm Peyton Manning.
Hey, Manning ain't coming back to play for you guys, man.
Man, see, you
Sam
guys
Pennington.
should have started with this on your show, because I listened to the first 45 minutes of the College Tailgaters, and it was all Michigan State talk.
No, this is the first 20.
It never stopped. It
It
felt
never-
like it was going
I
on
know.
forever.
There's a lot to talk about there, man.
It is a lot to talk about. So you should start with XFL, man. That was the name of your show. The XFL Draft.
I had to put XFL Draft to bring listeners in. If I put Michigan State story, it might have depressed people and been like, I don't want to listen.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, Anthony's a downer. He loves that shit.
No, dude. I mean, Michigan State deserved to be talked about because a lot was going on. But, XFL, it's newsworthy today. Let's see what it is in 2
All right,
years.
Sean, I've got a couple
Now, did you know
XFL
there's
questions
a
for
lasting
you.
impact? And I'm sorry if I'm cutting you off, Kyle, because
Oh,
I
you're
can't hear
fine.
you at all. I can kind
Cut
of
'em
see
off.
you over there. But
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Cut 'em
the
off.
Chicago Enforcers have a lasting impact in the 2001 XFL season, and that is the team's fight song. The song they play before every game, before every big drive, has been immortalized. 2002, Brock Lesnar picked it up as his WWE
Yes.
song. It has been used to this day, the Chicago Enforcers theme song. You can hear it every Monday night or whenever they're on. So,
And he's the current WWE champion.
That's correct.
That's right.
That's fine.
So since we're talking about WWE, we got... Oh, you had an XFL question for him.
Yeah, since Sean is our special guest tonight, I wanted to give him a couple questions here. I thought they were relevant. So, Sean, if the XFL started and you were on an XFL team, what would the nickname be on the back of your jersey?
Sean, what would the nickname be
Would
on
it
the
be
back of your jersey?
He Hate He?
Oh, this is a no-brainer. For me, this was a nickname given to me by some Chinese nationals based on my last name.
Okay.
Not even kidding. Like, Chris can attest to this.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
so back in the day when I was down in Florida, I was a flight instructor down there. And
But what, Chinese nationals?
correct.
Okay. Sounds like a terrorist story, but all right, go ahead.
Nah, they're harmless. But Orlando, as you guys know, gets a lot of thunderstorms in the afternoon.
Yep.
The students would always want to fly with me during this, and they said my last name, Daly, loosely translates to Big Lightning, so nothing can happen to Big Lightning in the thunderstorm. So my jersey, for sure, will be Big Lightning.
I like it.
Wow. That's impressive. I'm glad I asked the question.
That's in there. Yeah, that's in there.
That's a
Big
good question.
Lightning.
You're telling me that shit wouldn't fly off the shelves?
Big lightning. Yeah, I can see that flying.
All right, so Sean, the Scout Team Sports guys are going to be the voice of the Orlando Rage or the whatever the new edition of the Orlando XFL team is. Are you going to be, as a College Tailgaters Scout Team Radio rep, going to be the voice of the Chicago XFL team once they are reinstated?
Oh, absolutely. Be
All
the
right,
voice
good.
of the Chicago XFL team.
So we just need a team in Milwaukee. We'll get the BSR guys. We're taking over, man.
We're taking over.
A team in Cleveland.
Team
We're
in
going to
Cleveland?
put Beck out there. This is gonna be hot.
They can
man.
have one in Lexington, 12 or Girls Beer Sports.
Oh, that's right. Lexington's a good place.
We got LA and Austin covered
what did you just
with
say?
reality check-in.
Well, you don't like Kentucky?
I'm all right with Kentucky, but you're saying out of the whole United States, 8 teams, Lexington's going to get one?
Why not?
Okay.
It's a theory, man. Just roll with it.
I feel like that's a solid XFL market.
Now, Austin, good
Austin
choice.
would be a good choice. And our guys at Reality Check-In,
Now,
I think
Jenkins
Matt
from-
Melendez lives there, and
is-
then Jenkins lives in LA.
That's right. That's
And
right.
We were going to have them on our show, but because we had technical difficulties, they're working tonight, so we missed the window to have them on our show.
Dang.
They're going live next week on Monday. Let me pull up the time here.
Pull it up.
The time is going to be at, I think he said 8:30 Pacific time. And of course, my
Did he say
message
Is that a real
Pacific?
time? Like, I don't even know what that means. Pacific. Is
Yeah,
that like
so
a movie?
8:30 Pacific,
Yeah, somewhere around
10:30 Central, 11:30 Eastern time.
Mm.
So if you're in any of those time zones, that's if it's 11:30 Eastern time, that's 11:30 p.m. in the Philippines.
Okay.
Man, you know what? I might stay up for that.
Is that
I'm
like-
gonna have to check that out.
That's like noodle time.
I'm gonna, as long as they bring us on as a guest.
I'm sorry, that's racist. I'm sorry, that was racist.
Oh no, we called Peyton Manning Noodle Arm Peyton
I mean,
Manning.
Yeah, I
So.
guess.
You don't like the Redskins, and you're gonna say things like that.
Yeah, that's kind of racist.
So make
That's
sure
not
when
bad.
you're at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, give our boys Reality Check-In a listen on the
Wait, I thought you said
12-ounce
11:30 p.m.
11:30 p.m. in the Philippines. So that's your Adult Swim. If you're in the Philippines, is Reality Check-In on the 12-ounce radio app, the app that you're listening to right now. All right, so my plug is done. We were talking about WWE. Sean's a big WWE fan. He watched the Royal Rumble. How did you think Ronda Rousey did with her appearance?
I think she did all right. From what I read, she didn't know what her role was going to be until about 10 minutes before she went out there. So to react under pressure like that in front of, what does Wells Fargo hold? Probably like 21,000 people or something. So to go out there in front of that crowd and the, millions watching on TV,
Now,
I think she did pretty good. You could tell how happy she was. So I don't know if she's fully in her character, or if the emotions got a little bit the best of her. But
Right, and
I mean,
Aren't you getting a paycheck?
not just in front of
she's getting a paycheck.
not just in front of that crowd, but in front of that Philadelphia crowd. We know how awful those people are.
Ooh.
Well, Philadelphia is a massive wrestling city. Back to the days of Paul Heyman and ECW, that's kind of where their home setup was. So that's a rabid crowd. It's the right one to debut in front of. I think she's pretty good. I'm excited to see what happens in the future.
I think this is a great move for Ronda Rousey, personally. I think it's the only way she's going to be able to keep her name relevant. She's not going to be able to go back and fight MMA. She's proven that she just can't take hits anymore. And this is about the only avenue she can do. I mean, she can make a movie or two, but I don't think she has that star power just yet to continuously be put into movies. I don't think she's that good of an actress yet to where her name alone can just carry her through bad movie after bad movie.
What about Expendables 7? Like, she could star in that pretty easily.
I mean, she'll make appearances there, but
Wasn't she in Fast and Furious?
I don't know. I haven't seen Fast. I have not seen
Fast
one
7.
Fast and Furious. She was a Fast 7?
Yeah.
I mean, how big was her role?
She was a big role.
And that was when she was in
She
MMA.
was hot.
That's when she was.
That's what she fought, you perv.
Oh, I thought she was hot. Yeah.
She is.
Anthony is a perv.
I mean,
Big
just
time
saying she's
perv.
hot is a perv? I don't think so.
The thing is, though, a lot of people don't realize this. I think, personally, it's a lot harder to go from MMA to WWE than it is to go from WWE to MMA. And
Obviously.
the reason why is WWE wrestlers are already athletes. A lot of them wrestled in high school, wrestled in college at a high elite level, where MMA fighters, they don't have to be good on the mic. They don't have to act. They don't have to do actual, like, wrestling moves. I think it's a lot harder to do a suplex than it is to put somebody in an armbar.
I think that's a good point. I don't know, man. Wrestling's a whole different world. It is way more about entertainment than it is about the actual, like, am I going to punch somebody in the nose? It's more about how well am I going to do it? How am I going to make it look good? All that good stuff. Ronda Rousey is going to make this look good. I'm with you. You can't. She's going to be the perfect person in this, and I think the women in WWE are now taking over the popularity of the sport.
Yeah.
The sport used to just have like one or two women that would they would wrestle and it'd be like the first match of the night, and then they were an afterthought. Now we got the Royal Rumble, like a female Royal Rumble, which is awesome. So you're having all this coming in, and Ronda Rousey could be part of the face of that. There are a lot of other really popular wrestlers already established in the WWE as females. Oh, sorry. Gremlins were taking over. Is that our headphones? Did you hear that, Sean?
I think that's coming from Sean's end.
It was Sean. He got gremlins in his house.
I can't hear Kyle.
All right, how about this? We're gonna go ahead and disconnect since we're having more technical difficulties. We're gonna thank Sean for coming on.
Thank you,
Sean. Thank you so much for being on,
yes,
sir.
it says poor
Hey,
connection.
Sean, I got your girl.
All right, we lost connection with Sean. It had poor connection, so hopefully he tunes back in. You can catch me and Sean on the College Tailgaters. We drop the podcast on Mondays, and we're going to be on Tuesdays. I'm not sure of the exact times. I think we're on at noon and 5:30 on the 12-ounce radio app on Tuesdays. We drop those shows. That's not live. It's just a recorded podcast. So who's our next guest, Anthony? We got another guest here on the mic. Introduce your friend.
Just so much?
Is he not coming on the radio?
He's a big wrestling guy.
I don't know if he's a wrestling guy. You're a wrestling guy?
Tell us all about your fandom for the WWE.
This is my little brother. My little brother.
He looks bigger than you.
I'll beat his ass. That's all you need to know.
Is that true? Can he beat your ass?
Negative.
Oh.
I've been beating his ass since he was born. Yeah.
This sounds like a Floyd Mayweather versus Conor McGregor fight all over again.
All
Let's do
right.
it.
Anthony, you are Conor McGregor.
And I'll be Floyd. Absolutely. No.
In an MMA fight. Yes, I like it.
He probably watches wrestling more than I did. I started watching wrestling at 10 years old because, I slammed my cousin in the backyard and, I'm like, oh shit, he's knocked out cold. This doesn't happen in wrestling.
When I was in high school, I knew a group of guys that did backyard wrestling, and I went over there one time, and those guys were doing like stuff off of the roof, and I was like, listen, I'll be a manager and I'll hit somebody in the head with a cooking sheet, but that's about as far as I go, man. I can't do none of this crazy stuff.
Did you say high school?
Yeah, man, high school.
Okay.
Bro, I didn't say that I did it. I said these guys that I knew, I went and hung out with this group of guys, and they did this backyard wrestling. That was when backyard wrestling was big.
I guess so, bro. No, it wasn't big for me. I'm not a wrestling fan, man. It's scripted. You know.
Oh yeah, I
scripted.
mean like 99% of all movies and TV shows are all scripted.
100% of wrestling is scripted, and that's fine.
Like the AFC Championship game, it's scripted.
Oh wow! I mean, it's entertainment value. I just never. I stopped watching it after. After my granddad died, I stopped watching it. So it's just never appealed to me. So Ronda Rousey going to the WWE, whatever it is. I mean, I guess it's good. It's entertainment value, but for me, it's just whatever it is, right? Shit. Congratulations. She's collecting a paycheck. So keep it moving. Right?
All right. We're going to do a game show coming up here next. It is going to be one of the greatest game shows ever in sports entertainment history. Almost as good as the WWE, almost as good as the XFL, almost as good as Scout Team Sports, almost as good as 12-ounce sports. But this is going to be legendary, brought to us by the great Chris America. Chris America, why don't you jump in here and tell us what it is that we are getting ourselves into?
All right, you guys know The Price is Right, right?
The Price is
Never
Right.
heard of it.
All right, so the final showcase, I came out with a final showcase game, and we got one of our guests that came out to support us in our live show. We got like 10 to 15 people here right now. That's why you hear so many people talking in the background. Sam, how you doing? You're looking as lovely as ever.
I'm good. How are
Now
you?
you got to talk into the mic.
I am talking into the mic.
You got to you got to make out with it. You got to get nice and.
Hello.
There we
How
go.
are you?
Whoa, inappropriate. You're getting a little too close to that mic.
Fantastic. How
now,
are you?
I'm going to let you pick who you're going to play against. You're going to pick either Kyle or Anthony in your final showcase. You know what the final showcase is, right? They list a bunch of things, and then you got to guess what the total value
Yes.
of that showcase
Yes.
is. Okay, so you can pick who you want to go against.
Anthony.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so we got Anthony going on.
She
And
just wants to win,
What's
bro.
the wager here?
Uh,
What do I get if I win?
I think if
Holy
you
shit.
win, Anthony
Pride.
buys you a beer or a drink, whatever your drink of your choice is. Are
Fabulous. I'm on board.
All right.
you
And
good with
if
that,
I
Anthony?
win, you get nothing.
Okay. That's fine. Let's do it.
All right, so. Ba-do-boo, ba-ba-do-boo,
Is that a
do-do-do,
real song?
do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do-do, do-do-do. Boo. All right, welcome to Chris America's Price is Right final showcase. Sam, you are our first contestant. Do you want to go first or do you want to go second where you get to hear the showcase and you can either
I'm
take
gonna
it
go
or
second.
pass?
I like to be last.
Oh, okay. All right, Anthony, the first showcase. You can either bid on the showcase or you can pass to Sam since she decided to go last. All right, showcase number 1. You're going to tell me the value of this showcase. You have Aaron Rodgers, 2017 salary. Aaron is one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL. He comes to you with a broken collarbone, but he's still one of the top quarterbacks. Also in your showcase prize, you have one of the shortest but most electric basketball players, Isaiah Thomas. He plays for the Cleveland Cavaliers. He can wheel and deal. He also comes with a little bit of injury, but he's still one of the top players in the NBA.
Ooh.
Coming up this Sunday, Sunday is going to be the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl champion is going to be handed a nice sterling Tiffany silver Super Bowl trophy. That is also yours if you bid correctly on this final showcase. And then, of course, Mr. Leonard Fournette got into a car accident. This prize comes with a nice 2017 Mercedes-Benz Maybach. Okay. Tell me, sir, do you want to make a wager or a bid on this showcase, or do you want to pass it to Sam?
What are we wagering? What are we bidding?
You got to bid the total value of
total
that prize
value of
case.
all of
He's
that?
never
Of
seen
all of
Price
that.
is Right. Never
Holy
seen it.
shit.
You've never been sick, and so do you
I'm
want to
gonna be
pass?
honest with you. I'm gonna pass that to Sam.
All right, he's passing it to
Oh.
you. What do you think
Well.
is the total value of Aaron Rodgers' 2017 salary, Isaiah Thomas's 2017 salary, the Mercedes-Benz Maybach, and a Super Bowl trophy? What is the total value without going over?
Higher, lower.
Lower.
Come
Guys,
on.
shout out answers.
Woo! 1 million. 4 or 5.
1 million, really?
I say 6.2 million.
Higher.
Higher? 200 million.
Yeah, lower. Speed
I
Anthony.
mean, damn,
lower.
how many answers?
Do you want to
you
go with
got?
your final answer?
I'm
your
going
first
with
answer?
my son thinks the Aeron is priceless. So we're going to go with priceless.
We'll go with your $6 million.
All right,
we'll go with your $6 million.
6 million.
All right, this is Anthony's Showcase. Anthony's Showcase. First off, you get a previous MLB MVP. He was at the Miami Marlins. He just got traded to the New York Yankees. He is a home run slugger, Mr. Carlos Stanton. His 2018 salary. Coming up next is the best tight end of this generation. Probably one of the best tight ends of all time. He's finally going to play in the Super Bowl if he can pass his concussion protocol. You're going to give me the 2017 salary of Rob Gronkowski. And, of course, Big Antonio Brown. He doesn't travel around in any schmuck's car. He has a big baller car. He has a Rolls-Royce Ghost. And coming in, I mentioned baseball before. We have a nice, beautiful World Series trophy. Please, sir, give me your wager or your bid as to what this showcase is worth.
$75 million.
$75 million.
$75 million.
All right. With your showcase, you bid $6 million. We had Aaron Rodgers' 2017 salary, Isaiah Thomas's salary, a Maybach, and a Super Bowl trophy. That total showcase was $28,228,000. You were under with your $6 million, so that's good. You didn't want to go over. With Carlos Stanton, Rob Gronkowski, a Rolls-Royce Ghost, and a World Series trophy, we're at $31,815,000. Sam, you're the winner because you didn't go over, and he was way off with $200 million.
So do I get the key to this Mercedes?
You do get the key to. You want the Mercedes or the Rolls Royce?
I want the Mercedes.
All right. The Mercedes is only $178,000 to the Rolls Royce $300,000.
I don't need it to be worth more. I like Mercedes better.
Mercedes Benz.
Yeah.
Something like that.
All right. Congratulations, Sam. You are our first winner on the Chris America's final showcase prize. Right. Anthony owes you a drink, so just let him know what it is.
I'm going to give you a drink.
I liked it. Yeah. What are you guys drinking here?
Nothing.
Got to be buying drinks.
I was talking shit.
Well, Chris America, I was pretty impressed. Well done on that.
I try to do a good job on this show from time to time.
All right, so we want to get into some Super Bowl talk. Is that what we're going to get into
let's
next?
get into some NBA trades first.
NBA trades? Okay.
Let's talk about Blake Griffin getting traded to Detroit. But first, let's bring over our Tampa Bay Buccaneer extraordinaire,
Bring him
Linsky
over.
David. Come on over, Linsky.
Mr. Tampa Bay, come on. Get over here, some bitch.
You're our final guest of the night. Or you're going to close out the show. We got 22 minutes to bring this thing home.
Dallas sucks.
We got one other guest.
What up?
Oh, you got your aunt?
Sister.
Oh, your sister.
The girl's aunt.
Okay.
Oh, man.
We're getting there. She's my Philly insider.
Tampa
Got to
sucks.
bring an Eagles fan into this.
Tampa sucks. Say it again. Tampa sucks.
Yes, we stink. You're right.
I know.
Yes. But hey, you know,
Why are you even on the show, man?
there's always next year.
Dallas sucks, too.
Florida State? Can we talk about them?
What about him?
Francois? What's
Hold
up with
on.
them?
Raise your hand if you're at this table and your team made the playoffs. Oh, look, the Carolina Panthers fan is raising his hand. Where's everybody else at?
Raise your hand
Where's
if you're
everybody
not
else at?
wearing a onesie.
Motherfucker.
I mean, you kind of look like you are.
Motherfucker. Fuck all y'all.
You would be in this onesie too, sir, if you would have gotten on the show when we made this bet. Would you have called Georgia versus Alabama? What was your pick?
No, he wouldn't have. Nobody.
We're live on air,
I mean,
buddy. We can't.
UCF should have been in the game first off.
Okay.
Oh my
So
god!
that's what I'm saying right now. So if we want to bring it up, we can talk about this.
We're not doing it.
We can talk about this.
We're not. We're not
All right.
gonna go.
We've already talked about this ad nauseum.
Yeah, we're done. We're
All right.
not. Gonna
That's
do
fine.
it.
I'm just saying.
Fuck that.
Hey, wait a second. You can talk about it as much as you want, sir.
No, you can't.
My
You
man.
can talk about it as much as
My
you
man.
want. As long as you want to talk about
see.
it,
My man.
we will talk about it.
You can dance if you want to. You can even leave your friends behind. Because if they don't dance, then they're no friends of mine.
Whatever, man.
Dropping knowledge over here, dude.
Dropping knowledge.
Bars.
Something like that.
All right, so what did you think about the Blake Griffin trade?
I think that's interesting. I mean, I was shocked when they got traded. It was so early in the trade deadline's not till like mid-February, so I think it was early. Tobias Harris is over there, ex-Magic player, went over there. So I mean,
he had
it's
so
wild.
much potential with the Magic, and then when he got traded, I thought, okay, well he'll meet his potential in Detroit.
Yeah.
He never was a superstar. He was always just a good role player.
Yeah.
So Detroit's like, we need a superstar. Let's get rid of Tobias Harris. Now, I do think Avery Bradley was one of the best players in that trade,
for
but he's
Boston,
an
yeah.
expiring contract.
Yeah, that's true.
He's an
That's true.
expiring contract. The Clippers were really shedding salary and helping kind of purge this.
To get LeBron.
Do you think they're going to get rid of DeAndre Jordan and Lou Williams and just total rebuild? Or do you think they're getting rid of Blake just so that they can go ahead and bring back another superstar that's better than Blake, like a LeBron? Because Blake's getting paid LeBron money, but he's not performing like a LeBron.
Yeah, he's been hurt a lot too. So I mean, I don't know. I think they're definitely trying to make room for LeBron because LeBron wants to go to LA next, right? I think he's looking outside of basketball.
Now you're talking about the Clippers, right?
Clippers, yeah.
Talking to the mic.
Yeah, the Clippers.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah,
But not the Lakers.
No, not the Lakers. Well, either one, but I think the Clippers is trying to make a run for it too because I mean, it's the same city. So if you're playing LA, you're playing LA. I think LeBron's looking at past basketball now, right? He's not looking at the now; he's looking at past basketball. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I don't know.
Yeah, LeBron, I think he's got his titles. He wants to still be relevant, but I don't think he wants to have to carry these teams on his back. And this Cleveland team, he's having to carry on his back. I think if he goes somewhere else, it's going to be a team with another superstar that he can say, all right, I'm going to let you kind of run the show. With a Russell Westbrook, with a James Harden, with maybe Los Angeles, but I don't think so. I think he wants to go somewhere where he can just ride out into the sunset without being known as, hey, I've got to play 48 minutes every game just so my team can win. Otherwise, we don't have a chance in hell.
So who would he recruit? Because I mean, obviously these guys now recruit players to play along with them.
No,
right?
he's not staying in Cleveland, I don't think.
So if he was to go to LA Clippers,
I unmuted him.
it's probably gonna be like, okay, I'll go to your team, but this is who I want. So who would he want? That's a young talent that's, promising and has a bright future.
I don't know. Who do you think?
I don't know. I mean, that kid from Phoenix, was it Devin
Booker.
Devin Booker.
He's good, but he's different generation, so he's a younger guy.
He's a younger guy, but the guy's got talent.
Yeah.
And if I would give him the rock and be like, hey, do you? I'll be your role player and just do you.
All right, so Linsky, real quick, you're a basketball guy, right?
I'm a basketball guy.
Okay, so give me 3 off-the-wall trades you think how about one? We'll do one. One off-the-wall trade that you think will happen that nobody expects this year.
Let's see here.
I think that Boston pick gets moved.
The pick gets moved?
The what do they have, like the Nets pick? Don't they have a top pick that they need to move?
They've stacked up picks for the next couple of years. Yeah, I mean, they could.
I think the Boston makes a move before Cleveland makes a move, especially now that Kevin Love is hurt. I don't think they can move Kevin Love anymore.
No, they can't move Kevin Love.
I mean, that's still moving. I mean, he's always been.
They're not going to get any value for him, at least what they would want to get in return. I don't think.
Even like who was it? DeMarcus Cousins. They were talking about him going somewhere potentially, and then he tore his his Achilles.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know.
Just freeing up the money for Kevin Love makes sense, though, right? I mean, even if you don't get a lot for him, freeing up the money makes sense for him, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I think Cleveland
Is anybody beating Golden State this year? That's the
Oh,
question.
come on. I've heard that
Well,
from you
as
before.
long as Harden can drop 60 points, 10
why do we
rebounds,
have to
and
talk
11
about that?
assists.
Why do we have to talk about that? Who's that
But
against?
again, that was against the Orlando Magic.
Exactly.
But hey, the
you know, his
Orlando
beard
Magic,
gives him
they won
superpowers.
today. They beat LA.
They beat LA today.
Orlando
right?
did beat LA.
They beat LA today.
That's right. So
I mean, to me, all the trades mean something, but I think it has to mean something for the future because this year, Golden State has it, right?
All right, let me ask you this. And this is a question we should have asked Jeff as to what the feeling is around this Cleveland team this year. Right now, Kyle, does the Cleveland Cavaliers go to the finals? Yes or no?
No.
All right, so we got Anthony.
Anthony's thrown in there. I'm going to give my opinion, and it is. I'm going to say no. I think this runs over.
I think they're going.
You still think they're going?
I think they'll be Boston. I think they'll be Boston. I really do.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a cop out to say, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did. At the same time, whether it's Boston or maybe Toronto,
No, they'll beat Toronto.
it's hard to say, man. And
So right now it's Boston 1, Toronto 2, and Cleveland 3, right?
Yes.
The playoffs started today.
Yeah.
So in the second round it would be Toronto versus Cleveland, right?
yeah,
They get past
Unless-
the first round. They get past the second round. I mean, they get in the conference final. They don't beat Boston though.
I think so. You asked earlier if there's going to be any trades happening. I think Boston's going to make some moves. They need a
Right, that's
they
what
need
I
a true
said.
big
I
guy.
think they move a pick or something.
I think they move
Why? They're balling.
potentially Jason Tatum. They were talking about trying to get
why?
All right,
Tatum's
hold
a
on.
fringe all-star.
Let
after,
me ask you this.
I agree.
Let's make a trade right now with our Orlando Magic. Would you move Vooch and Aaron Gordon for one of Boston's top picks?
I would take a.
and Aaron Gordon.
Yeah, I'd take Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown.
I take Tatum over Brown.
All right.
No, but would you take a draft
I would take
pick
Tatum
off
or
of
Brown.
Boston?
Yeah, they're not giving you a player, so
I
take
mean,
a
right
draft
now,
pick.
Magic's number one draft pick.
Right. So I honestly
if
like
you're
Magic
moving the
need a
draft-
number 1 and a number 3 and like a number 7 to get this team turned
But
around.
honestly, I don't think the talent is as deep this year as it's been years past.
I mean, I want Bagley.
The kid from Arizona?
No, the kid
Marvin
from
Bagley
Duke.
from Duke.
From Duke. Okay.
Now,
But Trae
the guy
Young
from Oklahoma, Trey Young.
And then
So
the kid from Arizona.
you
But
got
do you
the
think-
magical Marvin Bagley, and then you've got Trey
Well,
Young,
let-
who is out there hooping.
Let me
One
ask
of
you
those
this.
guys
Do you
got to
think
be in
Duke-
Orlando.
Do you think Nick Vucevic makes the Boston Celtics better? No dead air, please. Just answer
No,
the question.
I think he would. Just because, like, that's what happens. You leave the Orlando Magic, you become legit player.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's just how it is.
I mean, Nick is a legit player now on the Magic, so he would become even
he
better.
doesn't play defense. That's the thing.
I mean, neither does James Harden, but I mean
Yeah,
that's
but
the way the NBA
but
goes.
James Harden can rebound, assist, and score
Well, so can-
unbelievably.
I'll take 60 points with no defense compared to 20 points with no defense.
I mean, you're not getting 60 points
in
from
the
a center
in
anyway.
the center
I understand that,
position,
but
you
I'm
have
just
to be
saying.
able to be defensive minded.
If you compare
And that's-
Sometimes.
I like Vooch. I think Vooch is a good, solid player, but I don't like the Orlando Magic is missing that superstar. Vooch is not a superstar. Evan Fournier is not a superstar. You don't have Aaron
Right.
Gordon could be one.
Boston already has superstars.
Right.
So now they're looking for role players.
Vooch
and that's
would be a
why-
good
that's why I
position
think
in Boston.
Vooch would be a good role player that they could need, or maybe Aaron Gordon.
Yeah, I mean, I think if I was Orlando Magic, I would blow up the team and just keep Fournier, Aaron Gordon, Terrence Ross,
and stuff.
and Jonathan Simmons.
And stuff.
Yeah, you got to keep stuff.
And stuff. Yeah. Stuff's the man.
I don't
That's
even
all-
know if I would keep if any of those players you mentioned left today. I wouldn't care.
I mean, it's not a loss, but I think you can build around those players.
I guess. I mean, they would be great coming off the bench.
Magic
Well,
been
that's fine.
rebuilding for 20 years, bro.
It's
Well,
only
not
been
really.
6
It's only been 6, but okay.
since Dwight left.
Okay, six.
And
I mean,
Dwight,
hey, we've
that
been
dude's
rebuilding
gone.
for 20 years, man. We made the finals during our rebuild year.
Yeah, that's
fine.
true.
That's
That's
fine.
true.
What happened? What happened then?
All right, so
Whatever. Courtney Lee missed the layup.
The same thing that happens to the Green Bay
Courtney
Packers
Lee
every
missed the
year.
layup.
Oh, really? You gonna go there? So, no.
now I think we've basketballed it out a little bit. We went a little Magic in depth with Linsky.
With nobody cares.
Do you guys all right if we go ahead and finish up with some Super Bowl preview talk?
Yeah, I heard you got a special guest on for us.
I do. I'm kind of
She's
getting
a-
connected.
She's a big time Patriots fan, right?
All right, are there any Patriots fans out there on the
Oh, you hung up on him.
Oh man.
What are you doing, Kyle?
Technical difficulties.
Again.
It happens.
Wait, I'm going to dial in. Here we go. Are there any Patriots fans out there on the phone?
Are there Patriot fans on the phone right now? Is this a Patriots fan?
No.
Are you sure you're not a Patriots fan? Oh man, is that the Eagles fly over there?
Are they going to throw beer at us? I'm scared.
So as a fan,
she was the one throwing the beer. That's why she's
Yeah,
like, grow up.
so our special Eagles insider is on the phone as we speak here.
Did you hang up on him again?
No. I don't know what that was.
All right, give me some questions. Let's go, bitches.
All
Wait,
right.
who is this person? Introduce your guest.
All right, so we have on the line, would you like to go by Spicy Curry? Is that... Go ahead and introduce yourself there on the line.
Kyle's best sister.
Yes.
Kyle's best sister.
Now, is Kyle your best brother?
Hello?
Is Kyle your best brother?
Wait a second.
Yes,
Sorry.
he is. He's my only brother.
That's right.
Oh, so he's your worst brother, too.
From the same mother.
Oh, okay.
holla.
Yeah, there we go. So you live up in Philadelphia. You have the privilege. You have the privilege of being the sister of one of the greatest talk show hosts ever, and you have a Super Bowl coming to your team.
My brother tried to call. So, guys.
Are you able to merge the calls? Is that what's going on there? Somebody's trying to call you?
Someone's trying to call in. I don't
So
know what that is.
Yeah, right. Yeah. From here.
It says no caller ID.
I think they want you to merge the calls.
Oh, is that what you're doing?
Right, merge the call.
Who's this?
Who is it?
All right, let's merge it.
Go, let's do it. Now they won't call.
Yeah, let's do it.
I don't know who it is.
So answer it. Let's just bring him on the air. Who cares?
No, not doing it. Could be anybody.
It's with me, Kyle. It's fine. It's
All right.
Taliban?
All right. Let's see.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
All right.
Boom. There we go.
Did we merge him?
Merge the calls.
There we go. We're in. You're in there.
All right.
You're live with Scout Team Radio. What's going on,
All right.
Philadelphia?
Not much. What's going on? Who's this? Kyle?
No,
This is Kyle. How you doing?
Hi, Kyle. How you doing?
I'm fantastic.
That's Kyle's older brother. From another mother.
I think we're drinking over in Philadelphia. I love it.
Football.
Is this a Patriots fan on the phone?
All right, what do you guys want to know? Come on.
All right, who's gonna win the game?
Super Bowl
Come
champions. Who's it going to be?
It's not like Rondé Barber running down the sidelines.
What? Oh man.
They're
So
having a great time.
I've heard a lot of bold predictions that
Of course
Tom
we
Brady
are.
is
We don't
going to
see
be
this
the
much.
next Super Bowl champion quarterback. What do you guys think about that? You think he likes chowder?
Are you asking me that?
Yeah, we're asking you.
Yeah, go for it.
Well, so who's asking about chowder?
Tom Brady, because he's the next Super Bowl champion.
Oh, no chowder.
He likes chowder.
Cheesesteaks and pretzels.
Oh, cheesesteaks.
Now that's with Cheese Whiz, right?
Yeah. That's all the cheesesteak wit.
Now, do you put mayonnaise on your cheesesteak?
No.
No
Cheesesteak
mayonnaise.
wit.
No mayonnaise.
All right,
Like no mayonnaise.
I love mayonnaise on my cheese
I love
steak.
mayonnaise on my cheesesteak.
That's
but
a
I heard it's
Southern
bad
thing.
thing.
Come on. Let's get them
I think it's called a steak and cheese.
So who do you guys think's going to win?
I think the Patriots are going to win.
Patriots 100%.
Kyle Sanders thinks Kyle Sanders. I think the Patriots are going to win.
Though there's a mean.
Now.
Yep. I got my Tom Brady jersey. I ordered it off Amazon. I'm going to wear it for the game tomorrow.
So what? You don't think the Eagles are going to score enough points? The way
usually-
the offense have been running, that doesn't interest you or scare you?
No.
I mean, yeah.
Why? I mean, they just beat up the best team in the NFL.
Oh, you think the Vikings are the best team in the NFL?
What?
See,
The best defense in the NFL. They just beat them up, right?
They did beat them up.
No.
Yeah, they did beat them up pretty
30,
good.
What's it? 37?
Yeah, something like that.
37 to 7.
Yeah.
But see, I did hear that the Viking players like mayonnaise on their cheesesteaks. So are they really that good of a
There you go.
defense?
They must be.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
But I don't know about if you guys heard this or not, but the Eagles players can't even get reservations at restaurants in Minnesota now. Minnesota's blackballing them. What do you think about that?
Listen, hey, you just got bent over. The Vikings got bent over by the Eagles.
Hey, I'm not a Viking.
Full on Shawshank Redemption style.
I mean, cornholed from the greatest.
So if Nick Foles wins the Super Bowl and he puts up 400 yards, 5 touchdown passes, do you cut Carson Wentz and go full on
Yeah,
Nick
you
Foles?
cut him. That's exactly what
No,
you
you
cut him.
don't.
That's why you're from Tampa Bay. You cut him. Of course you cut him. Come on. Grow up.
Oh,
No wonder John
man.
Gruden can't go back there. He doesn't know
Oh,
what you're talking about.
man. So
You're gonna cut the guy who got
you're gonna
you there?
so Nick Foles,
Hey,
you just
cut him. Don't
you
be
let Nick
ridiculous.
Foles walk
Wait,
with
can't have two
the only
quarterbacks?
Super Bowl
You're
championship
gonna get
ever
Carson Wentz a break. That's
for
what
Philly.
You're gonna do. You're gonna give him a break.
Man, the only guy to
this-
ever win the Philadelphia Eagles a Super Bowl, you're going to put him on the bench?
Wow.
Yeah.
Think about
To be
it.
a backup. Or we'll trade him to Tampa Bay for a second rounder.
Wow. Second rounder.
Second rounder,
You
all
got
right.
won your Super Bowl.
I mean, if he wins you a Super Bowl,
So what? I mean, it's a one-year wonder.
Have you
now
not
will he
watched
get a
Carson
statue
Wentz?
next to
Have
Rocky?
you not watched the whole season?
I've watched a lot of the games.
I'm well aware.
Does he deserve a statue next to
You
Rocky
don't
if he
fight
wins the
him.
Super Bowl for the Eagles?
Now,
You put him in his backup and you give Carson Wentz a break, which he didn't get this year
Right.
at all. That's why you keep him as a backup quarterback.
all right, now
I know.
follow-up question.
Next year we will win again.
Follow-up question.
question.
If Carson Wentz throws for 100 yards and throws 5 interceptions, do you ship him to the
Wow.
Cleveland Browns as punishment?
Well,
You
if he did
remember
play, he
our
wouldn't.
baby.
You're talking Nick Foles.
Yeah, Nick Foles. Who did I say?
You said Carson
Oh,
Wentz.
okay, I'm sorry. I've had a
He's been
few
drinking.
Coors Lights.
Yeah.
And I'm from Tampa, so I don't know what I'm talking
And I'm
about.
Tampa,
rooting
yeah.
for the Patriots, like you dumb shit.
Oh man, you know what? This is so authentic. This is what all Philadelphia Eagles fans are like right here. Tom Brady, number 1, right? He's the greatest of all time, I heard.
Does
So
do they
how-
have crab? Do they have crab legs where you are? Does Jameis Winston come in there and get crab legs?
that Tampa fan's gone. Hey, but I have a question.
No, but
If-
you are the
Wait,
Seminole
wait.
fan. You are the Seminole fan who can answer this
I
Jameis
understand.
Winston question.
He's not my problem anymore. Hey, if New
Kyle's
England,
the only one who's a Seminole fan.
no,
No, I hate the
Who's
Seminoles.
Yeah,
Who's the Seminole fan?
He's the man with the golden mic.
Anthony, the man with the
the
golden
guy
mic.
talking
What's your
right
name?
now.
I'm sorry, I don't know your name. I'm sorry.
Anthony Mack, the man with the golden
Anthony.
mic. Hey,
You know who the key to the game's going to be?
who?
Ronald Darby. He's
Okay.
the key to the game.
I got
All
you.
right.
I got you. I'll tell you what though.
All right.
If
I'm going to call you back on Monday
No,
if your show's still around.
and
He's
that-
going to have an
and that's
interception.
the deal. And that's the deal. If New England wins, we got to call you back and we got to record you saying what happened during the game. Is that all right?
Yeah, I'm sorry. What was that now?
If New England wins, we have to call you
Oh,
back.
my God. Absolutely. I'll call you every week. Believe me, I got nothing better going on.
That's awesome. All
We
right.
will send you a cheesecake with mayonnaise, bitch.
In fact,
Yeah, baby. Hellman's.
Send you a cheesecake
Hellman's.
with mayonnaise.
Slather it on.
What do you got?
if the
Use
Eagles
Publix
win,
brand.
if the Eagles win, the next show is going to be at Orange Lake in right off at Disney World, and we'll do it in a room there.
Ooh, the room.
In a room.
I guess so. All right.
Can it be a public place? I feel it feels a
Man,
little
these Eagle
nervous.
fans, first they're talking about bending Vikings over, now they're trying to get us in a room. What's going on here?
And you have a tail, so be quiet.
I know my brother is.
All right, yeah,
Now-
I will say that I am going for the Eagles. I want to see the Philadelphia Eagles get their first Super Bowl championship. I do not want to see that slimy Tom Brady. Go for it. Spicy Curry, go ahead. You have the floor.
Kyle, I will burn your motherfucking house down.
Oh. You know what?
You gotta flip that. Flip
After that,
Kyle. Flip it.
I'm going with Tom Brady, man. I can't. I want my house to be alive. You know,
Yeah.
like,
He's gonna burn it down.
man, that's like a
You guys don't even want to talk about
Specifics. All right, what is Jay Ajayi going to bring to the table for the Philadelphia Eagles?
Well, hopefully he doesn't fumble. He can't fumble.
okay, good. You
Fumbling,
got to
that's a good
protect the
start.
ball.
Protect the football.
Yep.
Can't fumble. Protect the ball. Plus, I mean, come on. Between the three of them, LeGarrette Clement, and Ajayi. I mean, that's enough to at least establish a running game, correct?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
All right. And then you got, Nick Foles put up 350 yards.
Fletcher Cox is the only person that they're trying to block at this point. The only person. And listen, Cox is going to bring it on. Cox brings it on.
Okay, Fletcher Cox on defense. That's what you're saying. He's run stopper, defensive tackle, killing it.
Well, Chris Long.
Ripped his hand off.
So what about Alshon Jeffrey as a wide receiver threat? You think he's the X factor?
No, I think I think the X factor's Aguilar.
All right.
What X factor?
Now, hi, this is Chris America here. I got a quick question. What do you think Gator legend Trey Burton's going to bring to the table for the Philadelphia Eagles?
Trey Burton? Is he a Gator guy?
Oh, yeah, big-time Gator guy. He has 6 rushing touchdowns. I think it was against Vanderbilt. But, yeah, big-time Gator legend.
Well, why are you bringing
I'll
up?
tell you what. He missed I was at the game last week. He missed a sideline catch that was one of the only incompletions that Foles had.
Yeah,
he had 6 incompletions.
He felt bad for the bend-over part of the Vikings and everything.
But,
so, but, I mean, he's made big catches in the end zone this year.
He said he's been a great asset.
Yeah, he has.
It's because he's got that Florida Gator root.
The Florida Gator roots. Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
I'm a Gator fan.
You're a Gator fan?
Whoa.
All right. EAGLES. Eagles.
An Eagles and a Gators fan?
She is a Gators fan.
Holy
She married
crap.
into that shit, though.
That's a good thing to marry into. That's like marrying into royalty.
Yeah, whatever.
Hey, Carrie, you think you married into royalty?
Really?
Oh, well played.
That's awesome.
The only reason why I can't wait till after the Eagles win the Super Bowl to see Giselle have another meltdown.
I'd pay to see that.
I'd like to see that too, actually.
No, it's amazing. Her husband didn't do anything. It was his hand. Somebody did. You're going to be a whole issue.
It works.
All right, so
And then I might punch her in the face.
so we're up against the deadline here, and we've got to finish it up here. But I wanted to thank all of you guys for chiming in and giving us some
questions.
Oh wait, you want another question? All right. Well, we got 2 more minutes. We'll give one more question. What is a good Eagles
What are you
question?
talking about, Orlando Magic? I mean, come on.
We were talking about the Orlando Magic, and that's sad.
Will you guys trade us Joel Embiid for some Disney tickets?
Absolutely not.
Holy shit.
Come on.
Well, I don't know.
I mean, they're park hoppers.
2 hopper pass. Is it a hopper pass?
It's a hopper pass. It's
pass.
definitely a hopper pass.
You
can turn a lot.
And shove Mickey up your ass. We're keeping our Sixers.
Hey, wait, I'm not shoving Mickey up anything.
That's Anthony.
Ask Anthony.
No, we're good.
He is wearing a onesie right now, so I think he is into that kind of
I
thing.
mean, we all have a onesie on, so.
No, I don't.
You don't?
Listen, I got to get a couple things in before the commercial break.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
No,
I thought you had something
I'm
to
the
say.
fan. You guys.
All right.
You guys should be asking me.
All right, so here we go. Who's the Super Bowl MVP when it's all said and done? Who wins the Super Bowl MVP?
Good question.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say Zach Ertz.
All right, I like that pick.
Okay.
I do like that pick. Okay.
I think he's got to get at least 2 touchdowns and 100-plus
good
yards
deal.
to get
So you think the
MVP.
Eagles are going to win, right?
Yeah, Eagles are going to win. I'm actually going out on a limb saying 35-31 as the final score. Philadelphia Eagles on top, winning their first Super Bowl championship.
All right,
What about your friend on the podcast? Let's see what he is.
Well, my question is this: if the Eagles win, does Bill Belichick shake your coach's hand?
Bill
Of course he
Belichick will be.
does.
Bill Belichick is such
Of course he does. Yeah.
All right.
That's what Bill Belichick.
Because I remember in the 2007 championship, no, he shook his hand, but I think Tom Brady was the one seen running away into the locker room.
Like a little bitch.
Like a little bitch.
Well, that's the one they cheated. Well, that's another one.
Kyle,
they
Kyle,
stole the signs.
Not your sister. Your sister is not saying any curse words on this.
Okay,
All right, so I do have one
it's
more
not
question.
censored.
Who's more of a little?
Okay, one more question.
Yeah, who's more of a little bitch, Tom Brady or Justin Bieber?
Justin Bieber, that's right.
Tom Brady is a P word.
That's crazy.
He's popular. You're right. Tom Brady is very popular.
Yeah, P for popularity.
Wait, our D line's gonna bring it to Tom Brady. We have to. Everyone loves cock.
Everybody loves what?
Cock.
No, I don't like cocks.
Like chicken?
We love cock here.
Like
Anthony,
chicken.
Chris, you guys all love cocks. You just don't.
Like chicken? Or like...
Hey, the rumors about them are true.
I think she's talking about Courtney Cox. I do like Courtney Cox.
like
She's
Courtney
a very
Cox,
hot celebrity.
yeah.
She was
I
hot
like
in
chicken.
Friends.
I like chicken. Is that what you're talking about?
Courtney Cox was hot in Ace Ventura.
Ooh, that was
Oh,
one
yeah,
of her best
Detective.
works.
Yeah.
All right, final
All right.
prediction. I want to hear each one
Final
of you.
score.
Final score. Who wins and what is the final score? Crickets.
It's gonna be. What do you think? 30. I think it's gonna be. Oh, I think it's gonna be 1. Yeah. No, I don't think.
Maybe we should have prepped you a little bit ahead of time so you could have thought about this.
It's gonna be by a field goal.
A field goal. Okay. We'll go with that.
Patriots by a field goal. I like it.
Patriots by field goal.
Chris, you are not. I hope you.
I don't even know how you have a podcast. And you
She's
don't
gonna
know.
burn your house down, bro.
I just want to let you know.
She's gonna burn your
I got
fucking-
renter's insurance. It's cool.
No, she's gonna burn that shit down. Oh, she's
Oh,
gonna
Burn your
man.
mom's house down.
Yeah.
Come on.
I'll bring the marshmallows.
They're crazy, bro.
Kyle, it's Nicole, and I will burn his mom's house down.
Oh shit.
Damn, Nicole. Damn.
Kyle, don't
So,
worry. Kyle,
Nicole, what's the final score? How much does Philadelphia win by?
I love you, Kyle.
Love you too. All right.
I love you, guys. That's it.
I'm going to have to say good night
He
to
doesn't
you
want me to burn
guys.
his house down.
You guys have a good night.
Who's
We
better?
appreciate you coming on to Scout Team Sports tonight. We've got to finish it up. 10 o'clock.
You want to talk
Go
about
Gators.
why you think
Go
Eagles
Gators.
might win? Don't you want to talk about why the Eagles might win?
Why might the Eagles win?
Because they have a great defense.
All right.
No, the Patriots
It's a
are
rowdy
like
household.
30 on their defense.
Uh-huh.
You're in the Super Bowl, and you're not.
All right.
Exactly. Excellent point. XP, Missy.
All right. Well, we appreciate that
No.
wonderful
No.
insight, and we will follow back up with you guys on another day and time.
We got to call him back after the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
After the Super Bowl, we
Hey,
need some
hey,
follow
Hold
up.
on. We're doing a live Super Bowl
At the
pre-show,
Super Bowl show.
4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Are you
Can
guys
you guys
gonna be
get back
available?
on a live
Oh, we
Super
will
Bowl
be
pregame?
available. You better let us all in.
They might be drinking.
All in.
before
All in, hashtag all in.
Hashtag all in.
There we go.
All right. Fly, Eagles, fly.
Wait,
Thank you
here's
for being
my
on the
hashtag
show.
to you.
Good night.
Mine is my brother. Here's my hashtag to you and Anthony.
All right. So I'm
Chris-
definitely not claiming you as my sister any longer. Did you call me a douchebag?
She called me a douchebag.
Oh, Chris?
I wear that honor with pride.
He's been called worse. Hey, I love all you guys. Have a good night. I'm hanging up. Bye.
There you go. Holy crap.
I love it.
Dude,
Hey,
let's wrap this up.
hey, man.
Yeah.
I want to just thank my sister and her posse for jumping on there. I did not realize they would be in full party mode. It is a Wednesday night, and there is school in the morning. But hey, to each their own.
They're party animals, man.
All right, we're up against our 10 o'clock deadline since we started about an hour late. We're ending about an hour late, so we're gonna wrap this shiznit up. Anthony,
it up.
wrap it up, B.
All right, tune in next week where we'll find out if my mom's house truly got burnt down.
Dude, you had to end
Yeah.
on that note.
See ya.
I mean, that's pretty sad.
Peace out.
Get out of here.